All right, so I brought in Owen.
Hello. Oh, I'm just away.
And Owen and I have been playing quite a bit of Super Mario Maker, maybe more so Owen than myself even. And he's put probably quite a few hours into playing with, designing levels and playing with the tools and whatnot. So I want to get his perspective and just telling us, what he thought about the game. So I guess I'll start, Owen. One of the first things you were telling me about before we started recording was that maybe one of the biggest issues you had was that there's almost too much stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to keep everything just organized. You have to be constantly changing, and it gets pretty annoying. When you only have the first few items, it's easier. It's it's cool. Just make a level fire piranha plant here, random Koopa Troopa there. But then later it's oh my god, there's so much stuff. I have to organize it all. It just gets all insane.
And that's why it's good at the start, because the game sort of gives you a slow trickle, right? It doesn't give you everything to start out with. You start with a very limited tool set, one theme, one set of a few different enemies. We got two things out there?
Yeah, there was Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. U.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we did start with two themes, but only a limited number of enemies and sort of constructs.
I think it was 4 enemies. He's 5 total blocks and the Super Mushroom.
So it was easy at the start, right? Because you didn't really. So it was sort of helped you get used to the tools.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, I was just placing random enemies everywhere. What's your favorite theme?
I don't know. I wish they had Super Mario Brothers too, but I knew that was never going to happen just because that's my favorite Mario game.
Everyone hates it, but you.
Yeah, I know. I may be the only person in the world who likes Super Mario Brothers too, but well, whatever. I mean, they're all good in their own different ways. I mean, new Super Mario, the new Super Mario Brothers U theme looks the best, obviously, but then there's nothing quite like that old school classic feel of Super Mario Brothers. But then there's a lot of people who just love 3, right? So I mean, I played all those games, and they all have their own sort of pluses and minuses, I guess.
Plus, it's only 2D platformers, right?
Yeah, it's only 2D platformers.
No 3D platformers, which means no Super Mario 64. That's probably everyone's favorite Mario game right now.
Yeah, that one would probably be a little more complex to design levels for. So I can understand why they wouldn't include that. But there's no excuse for not having Super Mario Brothers 2, Nintendo. So you played a lot with the creation tools. How did you? Other than obviously there was a lot after a while because basically it works every single day that you create for at least 5 minutes. You'll unlock some more stuff tomorrow or in the next 24 hours, and so you go back to the game after 24 hours and you start filling around or more. But nevertheless, we found you get more tools, more enemies, more platform areas, more things, and
underwater, airship, ghost house. Eventually, we had them all. Collect them all, like amiibos.
Yes, like amiibo.
Speaking of amiibos, there's different costumes when you tap them, right?
Yeah, and we have to be careful because we don't want to ruin the surprise for all of them, but we will say that
tapping them does something very special.
Yeah. Well, we can mention that it lets you.
It lets you
certain amiibos.
Certain amiibos do things. When you at least have one amiibo in the Super Mario Bros. You get the propeller mushroom, but in the originals, something good happens in the originals.
Yeah, and you can introduce certain characters, and I'm not at liberty to say which ones right now, but let's just say that if you have a decent amiibo collection, like we do,
boast,
you'll be able to utilize some of those amiibo for that, and I won't. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. You'll have to see for yourself. But yeah, you were talking about, Owen, the different level types that there are as well, and how you can mix and match them as well. So you could do Super Mario Brothers 3 Ghost House, or New Super Mario Brothers U Pirate Ship, or things along those lines. Well, Bowser's ship, I guess. Airship. Oh, thank you.
My favorite is the new old school, very first game, Super Mario Brothers Airship. Because there was never actually an airship in that game, so they just made it all black.
Yeah, so how did they handle it? the most of the stuff was still there, or because everything was just made black.
The platforms themselves were made black. Everything else works fine, but there was also, I don't think, any like magic Koopas in the first game.
Actually, that's a good point. Do the different sort of enemies sometimes change, or do different options for platforms or enemies or mystery blocks and things like that? Do they change depending upon the theme?
Well, the only really one that I found changed was the special one, as I like to call it. Like, and there you got your capes, prowler mushrooms, capes for New Super Mario World, obviously. And like other things. That special surprise also.
What was the craziest level that you made?
I call it one-hit wonder.
So what were some of the things that you put into it?
Maybe you'll edit the footage in so that it plays right about now, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's an airship level. Basically, you're trying to travel on top of an airship with trying to get to the end, where there's a flagpole. It's New Super Mario Bros. U style. Well, and you just basically run around. It's pretty hard, but there's a 500-second time limit and no auto scroll. Like you're in a bunch of crow's nests, basically.
Oh, okay. So, because I've played some different levels that people have created, and like if you like a level that you've done, you can upload it, and Nintendo will curate it, and you can see if people get to.
I think I said the wrong name, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was called Top the Airship, actually.
Well, whatever. We didn't upload it because we just like to fiddle with them ourselves. But we did get to see a lot of levels that people put out there, and there were some really weird and sadistic ones, like,
yeah, remember that one where there's like this one pipe spewing Goombas?
All the time?
Oh, yeah, and then like you had to run straight, and like you probably wouldn't make it. So many deaths. Yeah,
and there was one with like just a whole bunch of, what do they call those? The Koopa cars?
I don't know actually. The Koopalings?
Yeah, the little floaty cars. I know Nintendo fans. There are a lot of you out there. You're listening in pride, just screaming right now. But anyway, we saw some really creative stuff, and Owen and I did quite a bit of creative stuff as well. Because with Super Mario Maker, you can pretty much break all the rules of Mario. Like
Goombas underwater every day.
Goombas underwater,
sure. Flying Goombas, flying piranha plants, everything goes wrong.
You can put wings on almost anything, I think. And although I tried it on Bowser Jr. and it didn't work out so well.
Nothing happened.
I think he's too big for wings, but
Bowser just makes him float when he does a little like thing. It's just fireballs everywhere.
One of the things that I thought was really cute, and this is just the sort of the attention to detail that that I sort of come to expect from games made by Nintendo, was the sound effects to me. Like if you put in a block, you had the background music going, but
like when you bop the block, it'll just do the sound effect. Plus,
it'll be subtle. It'll say block or something like that, or
it's go like bana 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 or something like that.
And it'll say it along with the theme, but also the object you place, like a block or a mushroom, it'll subtly say that as you place the thing. And if you lay a line of blocks, like block, 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 block,
block, block, block, block, block, block, block. I have way too much fun with this and these Super Mario Bros. U ground theme, and I just made a level where I just placed ground everywhere. It was just insanity.
Yeah, and you can, if you're really sadistic, you can just line up a whole bunch of Bowsers and have to run a gauntlet.
3 at most, though.
3 at most? It doesn't let you do any more than that?
No, just 3.
No, that's probably for the best.
Otherwise, fireballs forever.
Yeah. And I was quite surprised with the amount of customization you get. Like, obviously, you're not going to be able to do every single thing with a Mario game. I know there's some characters that aren't in there and certain types of power-ups and whatnot, but there's...
like having all the Koopalings registered to Bowser would just make it like a nightmare trying... Like, if you accidentally shook past like the one that you want to do, you have to go through what? I think like 9 to get back to it? There's like 8 Koopalings and then Bowser Jr. and Bowser, right?
Yeah, I like the shaking too to change things up. So like if you grab the little thing, they get all wiggly and panicky. But if you shake them really hard, sometimes they change them into something else. There's just like a lot of really...
Like the green Koopa into the red Koopa.
Yeah, the green Koopa and the red Koopa. Or like sometimes using a mushroom to make something bigger, for example.
Yeah, and then if you're just like, oh shoot, I didn't want to make that big. Shake, shake, shake. Mushroom, get out of there.
Yeah. How did you find the the interface as a whole worked. Like
it was pretty good. I think there's like 8 blocks per. You're allowed 8 items per thing, but the menu fills up really fast after you start like getting past all the tutorial.
Sure.
But surprisingly, there is none.
How
Just a small one.
How did you find it? The entire design interface. How easy was it to use? Because I know sometimes with create your own level type games, sometimes you get so much thrown at you, and it's so complex that I find it's hard to know where to start. And that's what I thought too. I thought it was,
simple. Grab something, place it down, or if it's a block, tap the screen where you want it to be.
And it's something familiar, right? It's like the classic.
It's Mario.
It's Mario.
Just run around. It's the end of the level.
It keeps things two-dimensional, so you don't have to worry about like depth or anything like that. But you can customize the time. You could customize the scrolling.
You can make it auto-scrolling. The cheetah is way too fast.
Oh, is it?
It's like no, like 6 seconds to get to one of the ends of the levels that I made with the cheetah on.
Yeah.
6 seconds.
So, I guess what I want to do is sort of give me sort of a 1 minute sort of review, or like overall, what did you think of Super Mario Maker?
Now, it was good. Just everything about it is unique.
Mm-hmm.
Unique is the only word I have for this game. Like the design interface is unique. It's not. I haven't seen any other customizers like make your own levels, but so that's what makes it unique for me. The enemies doing things to them just makes me laugh. Shaking the Goomba just is my favorite. When you shake it, a bunch of tiny little micro Goombas come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you can't use them.
Aww. So what is it? Is it like sweating micro Goombas, basically? Or crying micro Goombas?
No, it explodes into micro Goombas.
That's so awesome.
Maybe if we get the small mushroom, the like shrinky mushroom, then we can make useful micro Goombas.
You're a Goomba.
No, I'm a Koopa. I'm at least a Koopa.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Owen, for your perspective. And say bye, everyone.
Bye, YouTube / anything else.